Do you even know what you're doing?
Nope, but follow along and see if I can figure it out. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I know there's been a little bit of a delay in getting some videos out. I try to do a once a week video, just kind of recapping what's going on the weekend, what kind of projects we're doing around here. This week's video was not my fault on being delayed. I ordered the parts and they just didn't show up. So they finally did. This is what we got. This is the Jeep Cherokee Amazon special snorkel kit. It came with what you see here. No instructions, little piece of cardboard, stuff in a bag. So we're gonna go ahead and just try to see if we can wing this and get this thing on here. There are a few modifications that I want to do to it. I don't like how the hose is gonna go up through here and then down underneath and then tie into the old air box. So I'm gonna put it on that way for now until the other stuff, so I can figure out what I want to do with that. But I just don't like the idea of having extra hoses where they don't need to be, because then you have to remove your windshield washer fluid reservoir, which is right about here, and relocate it. Not something I want to do. I want to keep this thing pretty standard, so I might just come up with some kind of like an inline hose that'll go directly in from this thing straight across with the filter in line on it, and then it'll go right into the intake. Or do, instead of having this up top, replace this with one of those cap style filters that you see on like fork trucks and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be interesting. Like I said, it didn't come with any instructions, so best we can do is just wing it. I know you got to cut a couple holes. You got to cut a big old hole here, drill a couple holes. On Cherokees it's pretty easy. If it's pretty rusty, you can just take your finger and punch right through. This one still seems to be doing okay as far as rust goes, because I redid the whole underside. If you want to see that, check that out in some of the other videos. Last time we did a little video, upgraded the old garage here, got the old Harbor Freight 56-inch toolbox. I can tell you I'm still moving into it. I got crap everywhere still, but I'm very happy with it. The one thing I kind of don't like is the little latches over here on the sides. Seem kind of flimsy for the locks, but it's filling up quite nice. So I'm probably going to step up and get another toolbox, the smaller one that's got like the wood top to it, so I can use that as a bench, and then fill that with just some more random stuff, saws and all that kind of good stuff, and then stick that in the corner, use that as a workbench, and just kind of clear up some of the clutter around here. I know that a lot of you guys, you're out there working in small garages. We know the feeling. You buy something cool, then you got to find room for it. I do want to apologize for this video because we got the heater going in the background. This morning when I walked outside, it was like 9 degrees, I think. Last I checked, it was up to about 20 now, so heater's going to be jamming in here pretty much the full video. As far as future project goes, I still have the axle, which is down under the four-wheeler. I know a lot of you guys have been asking about when I'm going to finish that. Really, it's all about money. I got to get the money to buy the parts and then put them on. And I can easily take the stock rear axle out of this Jeep, slide that one in, bolt it in, switch over all my hardware, all the brake lines, all the brakes and all that, because it is a direct swap. The only difference is the ABS system, it doesn't work on this Chrysler 8 1/4. I hate to tear this rear axle out of here and not be able to just throw it right back in, bolt it in and go. I am going to do the SYE kit, which is the slip yoke eliminator kit for this transfer case. But I know here in the Midwest, as soon as I tear this thing out of here, we're going to get about 10 inches of snow. Then the old trusty four-wheeler over here is going to be stuck in the garage because I won't be able to get it out. And I don't want that to happen. So I'm trying to get all the parts together in one easy step so I can do the SYE kit, put the locker in the rear end, slide it under, bolt it in, I'm out the door. Let's get started, huh? What do you say? Alright, so what I've done, I've taken the wheel off just so I can have better access to the fender. I got to get this fender liner out of here because this is where all the hose and ducting goes for the new system. So let's tear this all out of here. We got a mess. I need a bucket. Alright, so where we're at with this thing. As you can see, the washer reservoir had to come out from up here. That hose gets tucked way up inside there. It comes down and it goes right around in here. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the way it's supposed to be for now. I'm going to try to come up with another plan later on. I will relocate the washer fluid to another location, but I'm not too thrilled about how it's going to work, but there's a lot going on in a little space on these Cherokees, you guys know that. So it's fine, we'll make it happen, we'll get it in there, and we'll modify it again, probably some other time. But for now, let's start drilling some holes in the body. What do you say? Now this thing here is a joke. I mean, you could at least put up, down, left, right, something on it. You know, I'm just saying some instructions in these things would work out great. It's not hard. One piece of paper. Print it out. Give us some kind of direction. Looks alright to me. If it's not, we'll be the first to know because we're just going to go ahead and give her the full send and see what happens. Welcome back. That was a disaster, but it's on. The hole saw that I used was a 3-inch. It's fine, but the way this is molded, you have to go in and then turn it. And the part that turns is super long. And to get it to fit, you kind of got to waller out your hole. If you can find like a 3 1/4 inch hole saw bit, maybe run that through there. I don't want it too big because then you got water getting in there and rotting everything away. But it's in. It did help by taking the fender flare off a little bit to kind of angle it better. Now we're going to put these on. These go on the back side of here, and then there's washers and nuts on the back side that'll draw it in. Okay, well, in true fashion, things escalated out of control very quickly. And putting my flare back on, all the little studs, of course, snapped off. So I've drilled them all out, ground them down, drilled them out, and I'm going to put new bolts in to hold that in, get this mounted back on, and get back on taking on the Snorkel. I've got a mess going on here, as you can see. Let's get this thing going, get this over with. What's going on, everybody? Alright, this has been a day of all days for this project. Let me get you out of the light here. What we got going on, right down here, I cut the hole for the pipe to go through for the air box. I tried numerous ways of getting this thing to not go through where it's supposed to go. I'm worried about the tire grabbing this little plastic tube and shredding it, which it's over on the toolbox. I'm trying to keep everything elevated and out of the way because I'm afraid that if I go off-road and then tire comes up, it's going to grab it, rip it off, This kit that I got is the one off Amazon. Had a lot of good reviews. I'm starting to second guess it. I mean, all the pieces are here, but there's no directions. There's the template that we had was, it was just what it was. It was junk, I think. There was no indication on where to drill the hole for the downpipe from the air box. The plastic is not the best shape. I mean, it's strong, but it's kind of elongated some spots and ill-fitting on the air box. I had to trim the air box here, right up here around the edges, because I wanted to make sure it really fits good. I'm gonna throw some Flex Seal on it, because why not? Flex Seal. Make sure no water gets in through there. But let's get this thing dialed in and get it all wrapped up. What do you say? Got another one. We'll let that sit for a little while. Seal up. Should be good. Should, right? I don't know. See what happens. I think we're good. Alright everybody, so we are all done with installing the Snorkel. As you can see, I got the wheel well liner back in. Do I like this Snorkel? Like I said, this is the one you get off of Amazon. It was like $115 or something. I'll put a link in the description below. If you want to buy it, it's up to you. Would I get another one? Probably not. This thing was the most ill-fitting snorkel kit I've ever seen. I have read the reviews. I thought everybody said that this was a pretty good one. Maybe I just got the bad one of the group. I don't know. But it is what it is. It's on the Jeep. It does fit pretty good. I know the hat's on backwards. That's just the way I like to run them, because if you're driving in the rain or you hit a big puddle, I don't want to tidal wave the water down into there. So I turn mine around. As far as this thing goes, right here, you can see there's about a finger's gap right there, but it fits nice all back through here and under here. So the problem is there's 2 bolts here and 2 bolts here that hold this on, and then the front there's nothing to pull it in. So I don't know if it's just bad plastic or what's going on. I mean, I have tried working this thing in there for hours to get this thing to sit flush, but it just doesn't want to do it. I don't know if the plastic's just not molded correctly or whatever. As far as the hose goes right in through here, comes down, around. You can see it right under here, and goes up into the air box. I'm gonna run this how it is and see what happens. I am worried about being, stuffing the tire up in here and probably ripping this inner fender flare out, taking the wheel well and pulling the snorkel hose. So we'll see. I tried to run it a few different ways. I was gonna drill right down through the side here and then run the pipe over and connect it in. There's just not a whole lot of room in there. It's on there. So like I said, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna roll with it, see how I like it. I'll probably wind up maybe cutting this part out a little bit more to reattach this up higher again, because that hose is right behind here and it's just eating up so much space, and I am worried about the tire catching it and probably ripping that thing off. But I'm gonna roll with it, see how it works out, and I'll let you guys know in a couple weeks, maybe a month or so, how this thing's doing. Make some changes along the way if I need to, but as for right now, it's on here. Hopefully no water gets sucked into the motor if I ever go through a deep creek or something, so I guess a little peace of mind is in there. But as far as this thing goes, if I was to have another Cherokee and I was looking for a snorkel, I probably wouldn't get this one, just because nothing lined up. this bracket in here. Let's see if you can see. This thing here, I had to bend it, shape it. I had to cut parts off of it to get it to work. So that bracket was useless. The template was pretty much useless as well. I had to make the holes a lot bigger than they should have been just to get things to line up. So if you have one of these and it worked out good, more power to you. As far as mine goes, it didn't. So it just took pretty much all day to get this thing to work right. The studs for my fender flares, when I pulled this thing off to get it to put this back in, all the studs along there were rusted, and of course they snapped off, so I had to rework those, drill them out, put new bolts in to hold that down. So the fender flare's back on tight, snorkel's on, wheel wells are in. I'm tired, I'm hungry. I'm gonna call that a wrap for this one. Hope you guys liked it. Hope this helped you decide on whether or not you want to tackle a snorkel project on your Cherokee. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We need to up the subscribers. The views are through the roof. Couldn't be happier with it. So subscribe, comment, thumbs up. You guys have a good weekend. We'll see you next time.